Hello, I'm Plato. I was the founder of the Academy. Most people know me for my philosophical works of unparalleled influence. I was also the star student of Socrates. I'm Aristotle. I am a Greek philosopher and scientist who most people know me from my school, the Lyceum in Athens. I spent most of my life studying, teaching, and writing. How did you use another way of looking at the world than I did? I thought it was lacking, so I added in something that would make things make more sense, and also added in common sense. But what about our senses being tricked so easily? Our senses are only tricked easily because people typically are too ignorant to imagine that there are many other ways to do something. How did the edited explanation also explain how things fell faster or slower than others? I learned that because things had more earth than others, which would make them fall marginally faster than others. As earth is the heaviest element, there would be nothing else that would be more heavy unless it is made of earth. How did you come to the conclusion that earth was the heaviest element? I used your way of explaining and common sense since there isn't air under earth. What was your way of classifying the world into an orderly system? I started to use a system of souls. Plants have a vegetative soul, responsible for reproduction and growth. Animals have a vegetative and a sensitive or animal soul, responsible for mobility and sensation. And humans, and only humans, have a vegetative, a sensitive, and a rational soul, capable of thought and reflection. What was your reasoning for putting men at the high end of the classification of animals/humans and not women? I looked at other animals, and at the low end were the animals that created cold and dry eggs, while on the other, they created warm and wet babies. So I came to the conclusion that cold maternal blood produced inferior humans, aka women, while hot paternal semen produced boys. Why were you able to answer so many complex questions? I just based my ideas off of observation and conformed them to common sense. Most of the time, it works, and when it doesn't work, it gets people thinking until they get to their answer. What is your reasoning for believing that nothing ever changes, and so we can't trust our senses? We can easily trick people's senses, just like a magician. A magician can make you think that he would never pick the exact card. Yes, we can trick people's senses, but our senses perform a big part of life. Without our senses, we would we would just keel over and die due to not knowing how to get the basic necessities. Why did you base your teachings of a Pythagoras-inspired idealism? I believed the theory of nature based on perfect abstractions, rules of which real-world stuff could never be imperfect examples due to it having no way of changing. Why do you never use common sense in your teachings? Our senses are the same, which is why they are like Limburger cheese and feet. Limburger cheese and feet both smell the same. Although we eat Limburger cheese, but we don't eat feet. This is why we can't use common sense. Fair point. But don't we also use common sense when it comes to life or death situations?